It's all madness, folks. It's all frickin' madness. Okay, I seem to be having some issues. Test, test, test. Can anybody see me? Can anybody hear me? Because my clip didn't play for me, although it probably played for you. So we're gonna hide that. So let's see here. Come on. We got an unstable connection. So anybody in the chat, can you all hear me? Can you all see me? Because, well, this is kind of weird. And I don't like the fact that it's not letting me see how many people are watching or anything like that. So I'm going to have to jump onto YouTube. Maker humiliated. See here. Let's see here. Let's see here. Let's see here. Why? View my channel. Okay. Am I back? Because now it looks like yeah. Okay, I should be back now. And I do apologize, folks. This is not something that you guys. Uh, all right, making sure that everything is working. So yeah, okay. Sorry again. I do apologize. Let's basically start from scratch. We are going to be going back to March Madness, the madness of Aaron Hallam from the movie The Hunted. Let me pull up the thingy here. Yes, this is Aaron Hallam from the movie The Hunted. So, also, basically, folks, I will be showing a clip. Now, fair use, YouTube. I am going to be showing a clip of the movie. It's a 30-second clip, essentially, to show what exactly is wrong with the man. Because this man has seen a lot of shit. I mean, the movie starts with this, close up to Benicio del Toro's eyes. He is in Kosovo witnessing. I can't show you what he's witnessing, folks. This man basically started slaughtering people. He just went fucking nuts. The man went nuts. After he does the mission in Kosovo, kills the guy that he's supposed to kill, he can't sleep. He can't, or this is basically him trying to sleep after the incident. He can't, because every time he closes his eyes, he sees all the horrors that were in Kosovo in 1999. And over the years, it finally took its toll. And they go to a place in Oregon where he is hunting a couple of deer hunters who have some pretty sophisticated scopes. I mean, for somebody crazy like him, he would absolutely be able to mistake their intentions. But then again, the way the movie actually shows this is also interesting, because when one of them is looking in the scope and says, I see him up in the distance. I mean, sure, there was a couple of shots of other deers, but what they are seeing is what you see Aaron Hallam in this sort of getup, but you see just quick shots of him moving out of frame. So yeah, that's actually a dangerous bit, because was he actually being hunted by these two? Are they sweepers, as he later claims that them to be, or is he looks like I'm getting a little bit of a chop. Okay. But yeah, or is he nuts and they were just deer hunters? Because that makes a person wonder. Let's see here. But yeah, I'm also getting a bunch of other stuff here, folks. Now, alrighty, get back to that. So, yes, this dude is basically slices up the hunters, chopping them up with this kind of knife. This is a tracker knife. I own one of these knives, by the way. It has, as you can see, a fillet blade. It also has a gutting blade, and it also has jagged saw blade on the back side of the knife. Now, me, I have one similar. However, I cannot show it due to the fact of the terms of service on YouTube. I would not be showing it because I fully intend to harm myself. It's because they don't allow weapons on live streams, because it will, or they fear the self-deletion sort of thing. But yeah, so this guy is starting to see things. He can't discern reality. So they bring in Tommy Lee Jones and they finally catch him. He almost kills Tommy Lee Jones' character who trained him, calling him LT, the character, or Tommy Lee Jones' character. Now let me actually bring up the clip. So this is the clip. Now, again, fair use, please, YouTube. Do not close down my channel or stop the stream. I am just playing this clip. That's all I'm playing because this is best what describes Aaron Hallam. This is how dangerous this man is, or rather, why he is so dangerous. So without further ado,
Hallam's battle stress has become so deep it is a part of his personality, and it's impossible to reverse. He's a killing machine.
So yeah, the dude can't stop.
There is no way he can be indicted or tried in.
So now this says he's beyond prosecution due to his mental state.
Cannot be processed, interviewed, charged with a crime, or cop.
This is how badly the United States government screwed up with him.
His picture cannot appear in any newspaper. As far as the world is concerned, sir, Aaron Hallam doesn't exist.
So yeah, that is the madness essentially of Aaron Hallam. He cannot be processed. He cannot be prosecuted. He can't be arrested. It's because he is literally too insane. But the thing is, he is also able to make sound judgment. The problem is he can't turn off his killing impulse. He thinks everybody is out to get him because his last mission, he slaughtered an innocent family. He killed the target and then killed their family, or the target's family, wife and small children. And when they tried to talk to him about it, he's like, they weren't his family, Dale. They were soldiers. They had weapons. And it was all over the papers that this dude went nuts. You're going to do Anton Chigurh from No Country for Old Men? No. The next one I will reveal at the end of this one. I've never seen No Country for Old Men. But yeah, Aaron Hallam's battle stress, because of what he saw in Kosovo, he saw killing fields, essentially, folks, where they put down people in trenches and just started spraying them with bullets. He saw, or he overheard the people talking, the Albanians being slaughtered, and the order of all of them being slaughtered. These people were, it was nothing more than a slaughter, and he had to watch all of it before he got his mission to take out the leader of the people who were going, or who were committing the atrocities. This is a guy who essentially went nuts or started to break while having to move through the carnage in order to get to the guy. And then when he gets up to the guy, I can't show you what he does, but I can explain it to his knife and just starts cutting at his throat, slitting the dude's throat multiple times. He gets a silver star for his efforts. But we also see that when he closes his eyes, he returns to the slaughter. He returns to those, or what he saw in Kosovo. So he cannot sleep. So you see that he is slowly breaking in the beginning of the movie. And then it cuts to Tommy Lee Jones' character tracking a wolf and whatnot. But then it goes to him in the woods or then it goes back to Aaron Hallam being tracked in the woods and killing the deer hunters. Then they bring in Tommy Lee Jones's character to sweep or to bring him in to try to stop him. And they show the evidence photos where it's limbs, just limbs. He's chopping up these people using and everybody, the FBI is at a loss. It's like, we don't know how many there are, just one. What you're saying, one guy with a hatchet did all this? No, he didn't use a hatchet. He used a knife. And how do you know that? He left his signature right in that tree over there. And there's a tree or a tree about this wide with with the knife, because you see later on he pulls his knife, flips it a couple of times in his hand, and then throws it, and it goes into the tree, and he then pulls it out going after the soldiers. He goes up to, or not soldiers, but the hunters, and he goes up to one of them, cuts his cheek, and then as you see him running away, they did a nice little effect where they blurred and show him running further in the distance. After he recovers from his cut, and then he steps into a snare trap where his leg was basically mangled, and you then see Aaron just slowly progressing towards the guy, slowly approaching him, and then it blurs out and fades to black. And then they get tasked with Tommy Lee Jones. Now, they ask him, he's like, you train him? Yep. What'd you train him to do? Train him to survive? Train him to kill. Hallam is so skilled, he could kill a person in a room or he could be in a room, nobody would even know he was there until they were already dead. That's how skilled this man is. He could go into a room or without you even knowing, and the second he wanted you dead, you're dead. He was the most skilled person I had ever taught, is basically what Tommy Lee Jones says. And then Tommy Lee Jones has to fight or catch him, because an escape ensues when the military guys that you saw in the clip tried to transfer him out to basically kill him. Poison by putting a poison in his nose. And yeah, I know, I froze. Okay, I'm back. Yep. Okay, good. I'm back. So yeah, they pushed a thing up, or a poison thing into his nose to do the job, but before they could do that, he escapes, or he grabs one of the guards, and well, the driver ends up getting capped in the head due to stupidity, and the thing flips over. He escapes. He's on the run again, and they try to get him. He goes into a construction area, kills 2 FBI agents, including the one that you saw, the black guy, as well as another one who played in, well, off the top of my head, he played the DEA agent in Con Air. Gets a knife through the throat there, gets killed. Connie Nielsen's in this movie. So yeah, this movie was 2003. But yeah, the FBI, they're no longer gonna put up with Hallam. It's shoot to kill. He murdered 2 FBI agents. And I love it because Tommy Lee Jones goes in, he's like, might as well pull your man off the river. Man swims like a fish, and he's miles away by now. And he's like, I'm the one, or you brought me in to catch him. I can catch him and I can stop him. And they don't want to listen. He's like, how many people are you willing to lose? And she's like, excuse me? Or you better decide now what's an acceptable body count. And I hope you have a lot of body bags. And she's like, knock it off. Because that's all you're going to get if you let these guys declare war on my boy. I'm the one I made him what he is, and I can stop him. You got to give me that chance. And, well, they're not willing to give him that chance, so he now has to act outside the law in order to stop Hallam. To try to talk him down. The problem is, Hallam can't be talked down. This is a man who snapped. He can't turn off his kill switch. And it's even shown in a flashback in the movie that it's like, you cannot, or you will learn to kill. You will learn to survive, or you will not. The hardest part, or once you are able to kill mentally, you will, or the physical part comes easy. The hard part of it is learning to turn it off. Hallam never learned to turn it off. He couldn't. That switch got busted. Aaron Hallam went into another assignment after the one in Kosovo, slaughtering that innocent family, plus the target, and just disappeared. Went AWOL. And then he hacked up a couple of hunters in Washington State and then down on the other two deer hunters in Oregon, where they were trying to hunt him down. The fights in this movie are amazing, but it shows that this guy is just not there anymore. Whatever he was, or there is a small bit where he is talking to a woman who may have been a love interest at one point, and her daughter as well is also there and also knows Aaron. And he's like, or the FBI shows up along with Tommy Lee Jones, and he's like, is he still here? Because he sees the tracks, or the mud tracks, of Aaron Hallam's shoes. And so he's hiding upstairs, and so he goes and finds me. He's like, are you here to sweep me, LT? You know I don't do that. How do I know that? I don't, or you could say what you want. I don't trust you anymore. If you cross this line, you're going to have to kill me. Basically saying, if you come any closer, you're going to have to kill me, or I will kill you. I am done listening to people. I tried reaching out to you. You didn't answer my letters. This was a person who actually contacted LT for help. Unfortunately, his letters were never answered. He was broken and he needed help. Unfortunately, the person who trained him, who was like a father to him, couldn't or didn't know. He was moving around helping out the wildlife fund. And, Hallam never came in to try to be tested or to talk to a therapist or anything like that. So they essentially just wrote him off. And it's a sad tale. But when they tried going after him and he reacted, and yes, he also killed the hunters, he murdered them. He was unable to tell whether, or he thought they were there to kill him. And yes, he also then provoked them because he was so sure of his skill. But then he broke out of the prison transport, and when Tommy Lee Jones went after him, it's like you see the look in his eyes. There is nothing left there that can be redeemed. There is nothing left in his eyes that suggests he can be talked down. He couldn't. They had to trank him just to get him out of the damn woods in the beginning of the movie. Well, he was getting ready to kill Tommy Lee Jones's character. And when he was apprehended, he was calm, sure, what they perceived as calm. He's looking all over. He's talking about how billions of chickens will be slaughtered in the year for food and such. And he's like, do you get it? Or what if somebody decided, or what if there was somebody higher than us in the food chain and they just decided we were not worth living anymore and slaughtered us wholesale? And so the FBI agent is trying to pull psychological or psychobabble on it. It's like, well, I've never really thought about it, but it does sound interesting. It's like, but you get it. Yeah, good. He automatically, or when he looks away from her, that's basically telling you she's full of shit. He knows she's full of shit. You're not getting anywhere with this man. And so when they start talking to him, it's like, what do you want to talk to LT for and not us? I want to talk to him about Operation Mongoose, Black Eagle, Cobra. That's when he comes in, or Tommy Lee Jones. He's like, shut up, man. Do you want to get yourself killed? His name's Hallam, Aaron Hallam. Oh, so you do remember me, sir. You're talking about shit that never happened. They're recording this, bud. Well, good. Then there will be a record. And this is, or essentially, this explains that this is a man who is also full facultied. He is a murdering psychopath with full faculty. He can't tell the difference between enemy and innocent. So nobody's innocent in his eyes, but he is also smart enough that he is trying to get somebody to listen to him. And if they won't listen to him, he will show them through action the failure of the United States military, which is to properly look after troops who have lost their way. Now, we have come a lot further than we have 20 years ago, folks. This movie was done in 2003, and even back then, soldiers who have seen some shit, I could never imagine. To give you guys the best example, I asked my grandfather one time about Saving Private Ryan because he died shortly after the movie was released, but I asked him about the movie, and he's like, it's not even half as accurate what happened on that beach. He was in a different part of the beach, but it was still a bloodier campaign of Omaha Beach in Saving Private Ryan. And yet he said, I won't talk about it. That's not even accurate. He won't, or it's not even half accurate. My grandfather would not talk about what he saw over there. And you know what? I couldn't even imagine if something like that could, or would make it so my own grandfather wouldn't talk to me about it. I could understand the magnitude at the time when I asked him about it at 14, 15 years old, that this was a movie, or that this was an event that is too much for anyone to really handle without some sort of thing to take their mind off of it. My grandfather got away from World War II. He only ever talked to other veterans in the family about their experiences and his. And he also found that he was able to, or the more that he could talk with others about it, that's the best way he could cope about it. But he couldn't talk with anyone who didn't, on some fundamental level, see what he saw. Me, I could never fathom what happens in open war. I've never seen it. I tried to enlist. I couldn't, or they wouldn't take me. So, but when in the case of Aaron Hallam, this is a man who didn't have anyone. He tried reaching out. Nobody answered. So he broke. He went nuts. He went mad. And he couldn't turn it off. His impulse to kill became stronger. He couldn't tell the difference between the sharks and the guppies, as they say in the movie. And he just continued killing. And it's truly a tragic tale about Aaron Hallam. And the wonderful thing about this movie is it starts with a bit of Johnny Cash. God said to Abraham, kill me a son. And Abe said to God, man, you must be putting me on. God said, no. Abe said, what? God said, you could do whatever you want, Abe, but the next time you see me, you better run. Well, where do you want this killing done? Out on Highway 61. And then the ending of the movie shows Tommy Lee Jones burning the letters that Aaron wrote to him after he got done reading them. And then he looked out or to where he was in the beginning of the movie, out in the woods, up in Canada, and you hear God said to Abraham, kill me a son. It's essentially what happens in this movie. Aaron Hallam pretty much saw LT as a father. And, well, unfortunately, the father had to kill the son. Not to prove any loyalty or anything like that, but to stop a monster that was created by him. I made him what he is, and I can stop him. And the funny thing is LT, Tommy Lee Jones' character, he's like, I've never killed anyone before. I was not allowed in the military. After my father lost one of his sons to Vietnam, he promised that he would not lose any more. And I learned everything I could from him. I learned how to track from him. I learned how to survive. So I decided to take what I knew take what I know and help others. And so they had me train people to kill, to survive, how to make weapons out of stone, how to properly make weapons to work and do multiple things. The tracker knife, let me pull that up again. It's honestly not a very functional knife. I mean, don't get me wrong, this knife looks cool, but what is a good function for it? Except this weapon is made for killing, you know? And he just couldn't turn it off. He went into the woods and he became a killer, a ghost of the woods, spirit of the woods that would slaughter anyone who got near him. Malevolence. Because he couldn't discern whether or not they were there for him or for the deer. And all because of what he saw in Kosovo, watching people get slaughtered. Look at the look in his eyes. He's seeing people, children, women, men, all being gunned down, sprayed with bullets. Hearing the people talking about how they wanted to violate the people, how they wanted to violate the women and whatnot, and kill them all and such. And it really is a shocking thing to hear. And this is what broke him. He would then, every time he closed his eyes afterward, he was back over there. He started to break, and then they gave him another mission. At that point, he had already crossed that invisible threshold in which he couldn't tell the difference. And then he killed his target and an innocent family. It became too public. So they had to stop him. Unfortunately, he disappeared after he had killed the family and the target. He completely went off grid. So they couldn't bring him back to prosecute him. He is the dirty, dark secret, essentially, in this movie universe of The Hunted. He is the dirty, dark secret of the army. He is the one that was left, or he was the one that went too far. Now, yes, there are reports of other cases, like in Vietnam, where some soldiers went too far. I mean, they even did a movie called Universal Soldier that showed the battle stress in Vietnam, with Dolph Lundgren's character not being able to turn it off and whatnot. That was in the middle of the war. Well, what happens when you are out of the war in civilian life? This is PTSD to an extreme, folks. This is a person who couldn't turn it off. And so he killed anybody who got in his way. And that's the madness of Aaron Hallam. Now, with that, folks, next week, let's see here, I will bring in The Last Patient, which from Broken Arrow. Vic Deakins, folks. That's a fascinating one. But anyway, thank you to the people who tuned in, Vanya and the others on X. And to anyone else, I'm sorry I couldn't see any chats other than, well, Vanya's. So tonight, when I get back, I will not be on the Barroom podcast. I will be doing my singles on X exclusively for Over the Hedge, a funner movie than this thing. So me and Mara will be talking Over the Hedge. We'll be having some fun talking about it. And that will be 8 p.m. Tonight. So, yep, we will see you then, folks. And until then, stay humble.
Are you done? Are you done?